Hola, bienvenidos al canal El Poder de Click, retransmite Señor Tijuana y aquí continuamos con este gameplay de Her Story. Esta historia sobre el asesinato de Simon por parte de no sabemos todavía quién. Conocemos a esta chica, a la que estamos entrevistando, que es por una parte Hannah, por otra parte Eve, dos hermanas gemelas. Y lo último que habías escuchado es que había alguien que era muy cercano a Simon, un tal Eric, que era creo que su jefe. Y nos habíamos quedado por averiguar quién era Diana, la esposa de Eric. A buscar a ver si había algún resultado para ese nombre. Así que vamos a proceder. Y tenemos vídeos, tenemos un vídeo y un nuevo vídeo con una guitarra. Así que vamos a ver.
Diane is really nice. She helps out with the glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there.
Vale, sabemos que trabajó para Diane.
Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time. You must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
Vale, aparece una prueba de que en teoría Eve no estaba presente, que estaba en Glasgow a esa hora. Por una foto del reloj de Simon se suponemos que era la hora de la muerte.
Not really. He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diane is a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients. And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off CFAX, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
Muy interesante, o sea que se han comido un ojo, pues de eso no aparece.
Not really. He would go to...
Esto vamos a ver, queda la guitarra, ¿no?
Simon and Eric arguing? No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. And they get on so well. Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist. But I don't know. You should ask Diane.
Vale, me ha resultado sólido 5 procesado por Diane, así que ¿qué buscamos? Vamos a buscar un regalo. Vale, tenemos más entradas. 8. Vamos a empezar a ver las que tenemos y a ver si después podemos refinar la búsqueda.
It was my birthday, like you said. We were going to have a meal at home. We had our meal. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present.
Vale. Tenemos
It was my birthday, like you said.
De Hannah hablando sobre un regalo que hicieron.
It wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror. A nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it especially for me.
Vale, tenemos que... Simon le regaló un espejo. Vamos a poner el regalo de espejo a ver si refinamos un poco la búsqueda. Tenemos otro vídeo. Esta es, si no me equivoco, Eve.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me.
Ay, Dios mío.
They talked.
Estamos cerca de él.
She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present. Another mirror. Just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. she went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open. She'd only meant to scare him off.
Vale, pues acabamos de encontrar la solución al enigma. Como habéis visto, está el perfil aparecido en el fondo, así que ya sabemos qué sucedió. Simon le regaló un espejo a su mujer, a Hannah. Y Hannah, que en teoría era la única, y Hannah después volvió, se disfrazó con la peluca que solía ponerse ahí para disfrazarse para pasar por desconocida donde se reunían, fingió ser Eve y volvió a ver a Simon, y Simon le regaló a Eve otro espejo igual. Entonces se volvió loca, enloqueció y mató a Simon por el espejo. Así que ya sabemos lo que ocurrió. Vamos a ver a cuál pertenece este vídeo. Vamos a buscar el level checker este. Y efectivamente es de los finales. Hemos dado ya con la clave, ya sabemos qué es lo que ocurre al final. Vamos a buscar más vídeos a ver. Como por ejemplo. A ver, garganta. Tenemos más vídeos de...
His body didn't look real. And his throat. It looked like his throat had been cut. And I didn't see his glasses. There's these thick glasses. It doesn't always wear.
Vale, esta es Hannah fingiendo que se ha encontrado el cuerpo con la garganta abierta, creo. Aquí es Hannah frente a las evidencias.
How?
Este era del 27, este era del 30. Bueno, pues una debería ser Hannah y otra Gibson.
Like I said before, it was 3, something like that. I walked in, saw Simon. He was on the floor of the living room. His throat had been cut. There was a lot of blood. Yeah, he was dead.
Ya sabemos eso, porque nos hemos acercado muchísimo, la verdad. Vamos a buscar, por ejemplo, gafas, a ver si nos da algún más resultado para un poquito ver.
No, he doesn't have any tattoos.
Esto es cuando
He has a
puso la
scar
denuncia.
down here near his stomach, past his hip.
Supuestamente que ha desaparecido Simon.
That was before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off with the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not book so much, or watching TV. He likes TV.
Vale, así que vamos a buscar ahora por sangre. Efectivamente tenemos entradas.
Okay.
Este es el 25 de
I've
julio.
given blood before. Do you need to take that for your records?
Necesitamos que quedes detenida, Hannah.
Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. The blood. It's probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
No sabemos exactamente de qué está hablando, pero hay sangre. Volvemos con Hannah.
Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people have been there through my things. It's like I've been burgled. I mean, worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't lived in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out. And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So...
Vale. Pues ahí está Hannah fingiendo como que no ha pasado nada con... Y tenemos este vídeo del 3 de junio con Eve.
She was sat behind him. She had my wig on.
Vale, está hablando de cuando vio a...
She'd been there all day. And she had blood on her.
De cuando mató a Simon.
And she was in shock.
¿Me está diciendo que si hubiésemos puesto sangre directamente habríamos encontrado la solución al misterio? Vale, vamos a poner Hannah asesina. No. Hannah matar. Hannah mató. Vamos a probar con cuerpo tal vez. Tenemos entradas que no hemos visto.
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes. I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policeman. I found the body.
Vale, esta es Eve, creo, hablando de Matepunto. No sé. Vamos otra vez con Hannah.
1984. It was an awful year in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring and my parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful. Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. A forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat. It's just awful.
Vale, está de cuando encontraron a los padres muertos, me imagino. Volvemos con...
Simon never cheated on me. He was devoted to me. And I was devoted to him.
Ajá, ya. Sí.
Nothing in life is easy. We were good to each other. Life isn't a fairy tale. You do what you can.
Vale, por curiosidad vamos a poner un par de cosas más. Por ejemplo, dog, que es el tipo de calado. Tenemos algunas entradas.
Yeah.
Para ir completando un poco la historia. Sabemos ya,
They're very worried.
evidentemente, quién es el asesino. Vale. Parece mucho.
Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper, but he wasn't there. I touched the kettle, it was cold. I looked quickly in the living room, nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you. ¿Verdad?
Vale. Aquí están volviendo sobre la versión de Hannah acerca de cómo, bueno, lo que sucedió el día en que encontró el cuerpo. Cuando puso la denuncia realmente, que al parecer buscaba a Simon pero no encontraba. Y como ya sabemos, está mintiendo. Vamos a poner zapato.
Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I parked down the end of the road. I walked up to the house. I knocked on the door. No answer. I took my keys out of my bag, unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. I could tell because the key wouldn't turn when I tried to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes on the shoe rack. I shouted out for him. I walked straight into the kitchen. He usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper. He wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly into the living room. Nothing. I walked upstairs to the bedroom. He wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. Then I had a shower. Whilst I was in the shower, the phone rang. I think it was Eric, his boss. I didn't answer it. Then I came out and I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, but I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. I spoke to him. Then I called Simon's parents. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
Vale, ahí hay una diferencia, si os habéis fijado, creo, si me equivoco, que es que llamó a los padres de Simon. Eso me parece que no estaba antes. Así que vamos a buscar padres Simon. 8 entradas, 77.
Simon's parents offered to put me up, but I didn't think it would be a good idea. It would be too sad. Not right now. I'm staying at a friend's.
Esta es Hannah contando que los padres le habían ofrecido a volver, pero vamos a buscar un momento zapato otra vez. Zapato. Si os fijáis, son estas dos historias, son muy similares. Vamos a ver lo que cuentan una y lo que cuentan otra.
Okay. I parked up on the street.
Calle.
It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer.
Vale.
I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper, but he wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly in the living room. Nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
Vale, entiendo que Doug y Eleanor son los padres de Simon. Vale, entonces eso he hecho bien. Vamos a ver si hay alguna diferencia entre esa versión y esta versión.
Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I parked down the end of the road.
Vale, correcto.
I walked up to the house. I knocked on the door. No answer. I took my keys out of my bag, unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. I could tell because the key wouldn't turn when I tried to turn it to the left.
Vale, está abierta, correcto.
I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg.
Igual,
I couldn't see his shoes on the shoe rack. I shouted out for him. I walked straight into the kitchen. He usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper. He wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly into the living room. Nothing. I walked upstairs to the bedroom. He wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. Then I had a shower. Whilst I was in the shower, the phone rang. I think it was Eric, his boss. I didn't answer it. Then I came out and I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, but I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. I spoke to him. Then I called Simon's parents. And then I decided to come and see you.
Vale. Vale.
That enough?
Sí, la historia es la misma. Pero vamos a buscar ducha. Ya estamos. Y hay una palabra que no he buscado antes y que me queda de un vídeo anterior, ¿vale? Que es, si recordáis, hay un momento en vídeos anteriores en el que el policía está fuera de la sala y Hannah hace un repiqueteo, como un soniquete con los dedos en la mesa. Y eso me suena que podría ser un código que tuviera con if. Vale. ¿Cómo pongo esto? Código sonido. Golpear. Vamos a ver. Esto es el 3 de julio, 12:20, antes de que diga lo de que ha entrado en. O sea, que era Hannah la asesina. Estamos con ella.
When we weren't together, we'd send secret messages by tapping out a code that we'd learned from a book, the knock code. Something prisoners of war would use. We'd tap them out on radiator pipes or the attic floor. But I couldn't find any. Bought a cat anyway.
Vale, voy a ver este vídeo y espero que eso no sea código Morse. Supongo que no, si no habría aparecido algo así de que tuviésemos que sacar. Pero espero que no sea código Morse, que tengamos que sacar lo que dice a base de golpeos, porque si no, apañado vamos. Vamos a buscar por código, creo que deberíamos haber puesto irle. Sí, voy a decir lo mismo. ¿Qué buscamos? Café buscado, cuerpo muerto, detenida, arresto, arrestada, culpable. Es que no sé si ya hemos averiguado la historia o no, o qué. Vale, tenemos 3 vídeos.
At the time they said it was poison, food poisoning. I mean, I felt so guilty. If I'd still been at home, maybe I could have done something. I didn't.
Al parecer a Eve le dijeron en principio a la policía, perdón, a Eve no, a Hannah. Hannah le dijo en principio a la policía que era, bueno, no sé si está hablando de Simon o de su hijo, no sabemos.
Okay, she's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad. I guess she broke the rules. Or maybe they think she did something bad. Maybe it wasn't her fault. She looks scared, not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity. Did they catch her there? I don't know.
Bueno, como podéis ver, está como haciéndole una especie de test. Vamos a ver la última.
Yes. I thought about telling Hannah. I felt guilty after the kiss. But then it began to feel like this was the way it should be. Sharing, like we had before. He never mentioned her to me. There was the Simon with me and the Simon with her. It was almost like it was a different Simon. But
pues aquí vemos cómo Simon llevó una relación a dos bandas con ambas hermanas. ¿Qué ponemos? ¿Alguna idea? A ver, sótano, tal vez. No. Ático. Vale. Ático y cuerpo. No. Vamos a probar con peluca y sangre, a ver si hay algo más. Peluca, sangre. No. Quedamos ya. Cortar. Garganta, tenemos 4 entradas. Ocultar tal vez. Vamos a probar con mentir. Mentir, vamos a probar de otra forma porque como esto tiene que ser literal. Tal vez engañar. ¿Engaña? Vale.
no, I have never been unfaithful. I've never cheated on Simon.
Vale, aquí dice Eve que nunca ha engañado a Simon. Vale. Y dice, perdón,
Have I ever cheated on Simon? You asked that question yesterday.
Aquí tenemos otra vez a Hannah. Así que vamos a poner infiel. Vale, igual. Traición. No. Cortar. Corte. Rajar. Declaración. Tal vez declarar. Y tal vez ocultar. Oculto. Misterio. Policía tal vez. Puedo probar términos. Vale, tal vez con policía con tilde. ¿Tenemos un vídeo más?
When will the police let me back in the house? They let me take a bag of clothes with me, but...
Vale, pero ya sabemos bastante que, o sea, realmente hemos descubierto ya, tenemos vídeos finales, ya sabemos más o menos lo que ocurre, aunque tengamos muchos vídeos sin ver. No sabemos gran parte de la historia, no sabemos gran parte de lo que sucede, pero no sé, tal vez por Eleanor. Era... a ver cómo era Tug. 60 más Tug. ¿Casa? No. Acusar, tal vez. Hemos visto por las pelucas. Peluca. peluca y peluca Hannah. No. Peluca ella. Se pone simplemente de ella. Muchos vídeos, pero algunos que no he visto, así que vamos a darle un vistazo. Ya para acabar.
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince, and Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind, but she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
Vale, tenemos una historia sobre Rapunzel.
Well, she has a knife. She's been cooking, I guess. She's been cooking him his favourite meal. She's his wife. And he's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad. Because he's ill and he might die. It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not sure how it ends.
Vale, esto forma parte de esta historia de Rapunzel, del test psicológico que lo están haciendo con fotos a Hannah.
No cat. My parents had a cat before they died called Domino. It was this little black thing with white dots. And we never did anything about the cat flap, but if you were thin, you could maybe squeeze through it.
Tenemos gato, tenemos gatera, tenemos Rapunzel. Vamos a buscar por Rapunzel. A ver cómo estamos. Tenemos estos vídeos, así que vamos a acabar de verlos.
Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me. Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain is just full of it. Are any of these in colour?
Vale.
Did I pass? Sorry, I messed it up with all that Rapunzel stuff. Do you need me to do that card again?
De acuerdo. Y vamos a ver el último vídeo.
We were obsessed with fairy tales. Not just the pretty ones, but the traditional ones. They were dark and real, bizarre and violent. Felt like life. We had this huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale. The illustrations had thin tracing paper over them to protect them. They were in colour, shiny plates. At the front of the book was an index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd read aloud the captions and flip between the pictures. There was something intimate about peeling back the tracing paper, undressing the pictures. Rapunzel's hair is cut. The eagle plucks out his heart. The princess pricks her finger.
Aquí tenemos a Eve contando que están obsesionadas con las historias de cuentos para niños. Y vamos a dejarlo aquí, ahora que en teoría hemos descubierto quién es la asesina, así que esto vamos a considerarlo final, aunque no obstante daré un vídeo más completando pues cosas que no nos falten, vídeos que nos falten, porque como podéis comprobar nos quedan bastante listo a comenzar. Además que no tengo ningún indicativo claro de que hayamos completado el juego, pero yo le doy porque lo hemos resuelto. Ya sabemos quién es la autora material en teoría del crimen, pero sabemos si la han arrestado o no. Así que sin más, se despide señor Tijuana para el canal El Poder de Click. Si os gusta, suscribíos y esperad al próximo vídeo. Hasta pronto.